Unlike with the past major seasonal updates, version 4.0, the summer update coming in early June, is a little bit of a mystery. Nintendo has definitely gotten more secretive, so not many data mines have come out about what we can expect. Thankfully though, there is still a lot of data mine content that we haven't seen in the game yet, which seems pretty likely to release either in this update or in the near future. Not to mention other content updates that are basically guaranteed to happen no matter what. One that does seem very likely for the 4.0 update is League Battles, something that Nintendo has confirmed is coming to the game, and was originally supposed to be coming out in the version 3.0 update according to data mines, but it never did. I'm guessing that Nintendo actually decided to save this mode for the summertime. Maybe it's the case that they actually just wanted to release it as a summer update, as Nintendo does like to release big updates for their games during the summertime, or perhaps they just haven't finished the mode yet and they wanted to add even more to it to make it better for this version of the game. After all, it was in Splatoon 2, so a lot of people are wondering why it's taking so long to make it into Splatoon 3. Nintendo did announce they will be adding in some special modes related to League Battle as well, so overall it seems like it's going to be a pretty big deal for the game. New modes are definitely something that we've been needing more of in Splatoon 3, so this is an update that I would really like to see in version 4.0, and I can't imagine that they would delay it any longer than this update, especially when you consider that it was supposed to come out in version 3.0 originally. And that's seemingly not the only mode which could make it into the version 4.0 update. There is also Salmon Run's Underground mode, which was shared by Lean Yoshi a few months back, mentioning that it'll be a much harder version of Salmon Run. Now, Salmon Run has already seen a ton of new events and different updates and such, and it feels like they're going to continue this even more and make Salmon Run just this absolutely massive mode in Splatoon 3. I did originally think that maybe Extra Work was actually Underground, but I definitely don't think this is the case. It seems like Underground really is its own separate mode, and it'll have these giant eggs as a part of it, as well as much stronger bosses, so it'll basically just be a Kaizo version of Salmon Run. Salmon Run has honestly been getting a lot of treatment in this game. It feels like every update we get a big new addition for it, so it definitely would not surprise me if in the next update we do get another mode for Salmon Run that could even be a permanent addition to the game. After all, things like Big Run and Extra Work are just limited time, you can't play them all the time. I don't know if this would be the case with Underground, maybe it would also be limited time, but I'm certainly hoping you could play it whenever, as I feel like we do need more permanent modes that you can enjoy within the game. I think it's safe to say that Salmon Run will get some kind of update in this. Something that potentially could happen is a new Salmon Run stage, as I actually did skip this update last time around. It could be the case where the pattern Nintendo is going for is every other update they'll add in a new Salmon Run stage, which I think would make a lot of sense. There are currently 3 stages still missing from Splatoon 2 that they could add in. These are Lost Outpost, Salmonid Smokeyard, and Ruins of Arc Polaris, that last one that I know people would love to see. Now, I'm not so sure if they would add in any of these stages. Some of them do have problems when it comes to King Salmonids, they don't have a ton of room, so they would have to be adjusted a lot, and they might not even be recognizable as the original stages that we've gotten. So it may be the case when Nintendo actually does release a completely new Salmon Run stage. They haven't done this in an update yet, so I could imagine them doing something like that, which I think would honestly be for the best. Although, don't get me wrong, I'd still absolutely love to see Ruins of Arc Polaris make it into the game, as it is one of my favourite Salmon Run stages. To be honest with you, I quite like Lost Outpost too, although I know some people have problems with Lost Outposts and Salmonid Smokeyard, so they may not be the most popular choices to return. Either way, I really hope we get a new Salmon Run stage, because that is something I really want to see more of and the game needs more of in my opinion. Of course, the potential Salmon Run updates don't end there. We can't forget about the old data mines from Oatmeal Dome about potential new Salmon Run enemies and bosses. We still have Balloon, Ghost, and potentially Wheel to make it into the game. It does seem like Big Balloon ended up being Ouroboros as the new King Salmonid, so potentially any of these other bosses could make it in a future update too. I don't think Nintendo will add another King Salmonid in the next update. I feel like they will rotate them out every other update, almost like they seem to be doing with the Salmon Run stages. I think instead it's more likely we could see a regular boss, which would definitely be really cool, although maybe we won't see that at all, who knows. After all, Nintendo is still going to be updating the game for at least another year, so they may want to spread this content out quite a bit. I would definitely be really surprised if we got another King Salmonid in the next update, although it's really not indicated if these are actually king salmonids or just regular bosses. Most of them seem more like they would be regular bosses rather than king salmonids, as Big Balloon I believe was the only one with special dialogue that kind of indicated it would be one. Moving away from Salmon Run, it's of course very likely that we will actually see 2 new stages arrive as well, as this is the pattern that Nintendo seems to be going for. It appears like we'll get one totally brand new stage as we have done, and then one returning stage from a past game. My little conspiracy theory is that they're actually rotating these between the past 2 Splatoon games. After all, we first got a stage that was only in Splatoon 1, and then we got one that was only in Splatoon 2. As far as I'm aware, that really only leaves 3 options from the first game that were only in that game and didn't make it into 2, which I believe are Urchin Underpass, Salt Spray Rig, and then also Bluefin Depot. I have a feeling that it's going to be Urchin Underpass. It's a very iconic stage. I was honestly quite surprised that it did not return in Splatoon 2, so I think it would make a lot of sense if it did come back to Splatoon 3. I feel like Salt Spray Rig is quite controversial with a lot of players, so honestly I cannot imagine that one returning to the game, although personally I kinda liked it a little bit. But I definitely think the other 2 could be pretty strong contenders to make a return, so hopefully they do in this next update. Although they may surprise us, there might not be a pattern at all, and then they bring back one from Splatoon 2. Who knows, there are plenty they could work with, so I'd be excited to see which option they go with. I think it's pretty unlikely that in this new update we're going to see many new specials or anything like that. I think they were definitely saving those for the version 3.0 update as the kind of big thing to add. It seems like every update and new season we get one major update and then a lot of smaller updates that we come to expect. You know, things like new pieces of gear, the new stages and weapons and such. I definitely feel like League Battle will be that big thing for this upcoming update. It just makes the perfect sense for a Splatoon summer update. Splatoon has always been such a summer game in my opinion, so giving us a major new mode with some new additions to enjoy, I think will get a lot of people excited to play throughout this time of the year. But it's possible they could be hiding even more from us that we don't know about. In fact, I'm sure they are. We really did not know about a lot of the updates that were coming in version 3.0. I don't think anyone data mined that the Kraken would be making a comeback, so it's really cool that stuff like that is potentially possible, and we may have no idea what is coming at all, which can be actually really exciting honestly. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below though. What updates do you think we'll see in the next update, and what are you most looking forward to? If you made it to the end, then be sure to comment update gang down below so I know you did. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more.